Welcome to the Texas Association for College Admissions Counseling Virtual College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Anna and I'll be your facilitator. Before we get started, a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the schedule on the website. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/Texas. And now I'd like to turn it over to our first presenter from Western Colorado University. Take it away.
Thank you so much, Anna. Alrighty. Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining today. My name is Lindsay Leggett, and I'm a Regional Director of Recruitment for Western Colorado University in Gunnison, Colorado. What you're seeing on your screen here is a picture of campus. It is really beautiful year-round, not always this green. We actually just got a little bit of snow, so we're super excited about that. But it's beautiful year-round for sure. One thing I want to highlight is kind of in the back middle here, you see a little bit of an unfinished building. This is actually our brand new School of Mechanical Engineering and Computer Science in partnership with CU Boulder. And that building just got finished in January. So we're super excited to have students in that space working with our machine labs and prototyping labs in those programs. So just to kind of get started here, one of my favorite things about being a student at Western is that our backyard is nature's best classroom. So some of our more popular majors on campus are certainly business, recreation and outdoor education, environment and sustainability, biology, and exercise and sports science. So certainly quite a few of those are, STEM related fields, partially because we're located in Gunnison and are surrounded by millions of acres of BLM land, national forest land, all of this public land that students have access to either for research or recreational purposes. So students really find a lot of enjoyment in that from being students at Western. Another big thing that will set Western apart from some other institutions is that we have some really small class sizes. Our average class size is 16 students, but the biggest class we have on campus will only hold about 50. So we don't have a single lecture hall on campus. All of your professors will know who you are personally, as well as how to support you as a student. As far as affordability goes, Western is among one of the more affordable institutions across the nation. Our out-of-state tuition is $18,600 per year, but for students from Texas, we automatically award merit scholarships. So if you have at least a 3.35 GPA, you will automatically receive $8,000 per year, and that can go all the way up to $10,000 per year, depending on your GPA. If you don't quite qualify for that scholarship with your GPA, you will automatically qualify for our Central Plains discount, which is 150% of in-state tuition. So there are a lot of ways to get some automatic scholarships to help offset some of that cost as well. As far as career services and academic services and different support services that we offer to students, this is certainly not a comprehensive list, but some things that I like to highlight. We do have an academic resource center that houses disability services, academic advising, career services, study abroad. It's kind of all of those in a one-stop shop. But every single student at Western does receive one-on-one academic advising as well as one-on-one career advising. So if you're not totally sure what you want to do right away, you can wait until the end of your sophomore year to declare a major and really take advantage of that one-on-one academic and career advising in order to really choose what you want to major in. We also have a writing center and a math tutoring center. So if you ever need help or support in any of those areas of study, you can bring your work into those centers and get tutoring from current students. We also have our EPIC mentors who are current students, and every single student that comes to Western is paired with an EPIC mentor to make sure that your transition to Western is as smooth as possible. We also have free mental health counseling for every single student at Western. And we also have a multicultural center that houses 5 different clubs on campus, and anyone and everyone is welcome and encouraged to participate in those as well. If you're interested in visiting campus, we would love to have you. We are open for in-person campus tours, but if you can't make it in person, we do also have virtual tour options on our website as well. We also have preview days coming up. One is actually this Friday, but if you can't make it to campus this Friday, we totally get it. We've got a few other preview days coming up in March. And if you sign up for a preview day, Western will pay for one night of a hotel for you and your family to stay in Gunnison. So we'd love to have you on campus and love to show you around Gunnison as well. If we have any seniors in the room that are interested in applying, you can go to western.edu/apply, or we are on the Common App. We are on rolling admissions as well, so we do not have an application deadline, so you can submit that whenever you're ready. We are test optional moving forward for admissions, scholarships, and class placement. So if you don't have test scores, not a problem at all. We will make sure to get you to where you need to be at Western. And if you want to apply on our institutional application, you can use the code GOWESTERN2021, and that will totally waive your $30 application fee. And with that, here's my contact information. I'll be sure to drop it in the chat as well, but feel free to email me or give me a call or a text any point, and I'm more than happy to chat. Thanks so much, and have a great rest of your evening.
Thank you. Next, you'll be hearing from the University of Denver.
Thank you. All right, so let me pull this up. All right, so thank you all for being here and taking the time out to learn more about the University of Denver. My name is Wahab Carter. I'm the Southwest Regional Director for the University of Denver. I oversee Nevada, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, as well as Nebraska. And I'm actually regional, so I reside in Houston, Texas. So a little bit more about the University of Denver. We are a medium-sized private university, national liberal arts university, and we like to focus on us being a private university dedicated to the public good. So there's a lot of opportunities to impact positive change in a variety of different ways based on the clubs and organizations that we have at the university. So we're located in Denver, Colorado, a city of nearly 3 million people. The campus is 8 miles south of downtown Denver. And the beauty about Denver is the #2 tech city in the US and one of the top cities for young adults. And it's also one of the healthiest cities in the US, as well as Denver has all the governmental agencies. And we also have the Rockies in our backyard. So there's a lot to take advantage of, and it's tremendously an amazing place to live and reside. Over 70% of our students do internships. So that's definitely an important component in terms of building that experience both in as well as outside the classroom. I would say having a robust city contributes to our students' opportunities to participate with internships. We have our own light rail, which students are able to use as a means of transportation. So in 2020, US News and World ranked the University of Denver 80th among national universities. So we do love the fact that we do have 300 sunny days a year. It does snow every now and then, but typically it melts by noon or 1 p.m. with no humidity. Also, we don't have to deal with too much mosquitoes and very few bugs. So it's the little victories in life that you take advantage of, right? So, so as far as our undergraduate size, I would say that we're a medium-sized private university in that our students that attend DU is around 1,300. So we're undergraduate university, and at 1,300 with 5,700 students being undergraduate students. Our student to faculty ratio is around 11:1, and our average class size is around 22 students per classroom. One aspect that we love is that we're a teaching-based institution. So 99.9% of your class are actually going to be taught by professors as opposed to teaching assistants or grad assistants. So we do have, with us being a medium-sized private university, we do have 18 Division I sports and over 30 national championships. And we just introduced women's triathlete as one of our programs here. So we're excited about the success we have with our Division I programs. We are geographically diverse in that almost 70% of our students that attend DU are from out of state. We do have a 2-year living requirement in terms of campus housing and living. And we do have availability if you want to live on campus for all 4 years of your enrollment, you would be able to do so. So our campus is walkable. It's about 150 acres. DU is more so a residential setting with urban flair. We're 6 miles south of downtown Denver. We have the 6 mountains that's within a 90-mile radius of DU's campus. We actually have the first Chipotle ever, which is 3 blocks from the University of Denver. I know that's like the wow factor, but that's something that we're really excited about. But everything is within close proximity to the University of Denver. We have over 100 different majors, minors, concentration areas of study. In particular, within our business school, we have dual degree programs in which you can get your undergrad as well as your master's within 5 years of your enrollment at the university. So we're really excited about that. Or Corbell School of International Studies. When you think about public policy, diplomacy, homeland security, and nonprofit, just know that that's ranked 6th in the world. So that's a very strong program founded by Joseph Corbell, who happens to be the father of our first female Secretary of State, Madeleine Albright. So next largest program outside of business would be biology. When you think about ecology, biodiversity, pre-med, as well as sustainability, and that would be a new major, along with 2 other new majors and minors would be physiology and health and disease, as well as human health, science, and systems. We also have our own performing arts center. The Lamont School of Music is our own performing arts center that we have. And that we have 300 different performances a year at our Performing Arts Center. And we just added a new minor in ethnomusicology, which is focused on studying in terms of music within a specific culture. We are also one of the only 16 universities in the country to actually have our undergrad as well as JD degree, in which you can get your law degree within 6 years at the University of Denver. So one thing that we're excited about to announce is that we just made an announcement in that we actually will have our University of Denver will have a satellite or a mountain campus for the first time ever. And we're rolling that out at the beginning of next year. So students are gonna have opportunities in terms of multi-day immersion programs. There's hiking trails, and there's just gonna be abundance of opportunities for students to truly take advantage of that. And then the other thing I wanted to highlight is we have one of the top study abroad programs in the country. 70% of our students study abroad. We have articulation agreements with over 150 programs worldwide in which students are able to study abroad. So you have opportunities off campus as well as on campus. If you do happen to visit campus, we do have brand new buildings that are up and running for this year. We have the DeBone Family Residence Halls, which is our first residence halls for first year students. We have the Community Commons as well as the Burwell Center. So if you have any questions, feel free to let us know. And you can also use the QR code to scan and learn more information about the University of Denver.
Thank you. Next, you'll be hearing from the University of Arizona.
Hi, my name is Quinn Moore. I am a Texas-based admissions counselor for the University of Arizona, and I'm excited to share about where your dreams will take you at the U of A. Here you'll be studying at Arizona's first university with 36,000 undergraduate students, 38% of whom are out-of-state students, just like you all. And we are a Hispanic serving institution by designation, which means 25% of our students are from Hispanic or Latin backgrounds. We're proud to be named a top 10 public university in the West and a top 20 public research institution. I want to start with giving you a quick intro about where we're located in Tucson. This is the second largest city in the state of Arizona, and it is warm and sunny year-round. Tucson is a premier destination for outdoor adventure. It's also a hub of food and culture, and downtown Tucson is just about 2.5 miles from campus, so it's really the perfect backdrop and complement to the university. We have more than 300 majors that are housed in the colleges on the screen. So with that many options, it helps keep our average class size between 20 and 29 students. To highlight a few major areas, the largest are the College of Science and the College of Social and Behavioral Science. Additionally, the Eller College of Management is currently ranked number 20 for public undergraduate business programs, and our College of Engineering has 16 different engineering majors. Our campus itself is 1 square mile, and school pride is a huge component of our lifestyle. And it's not just safe sports. Our Wildcats take pride in their student organizations and clubs, as well as the events that they produce, like the Spring Fling Carnival, the Bear Down Music Festival, or the pep rally that you see on the screen. To help support you both in and out of the classroom, our Student Success District is a centralized home for all of our support services. To name a few, the A Center provides academic advising for students who are undeclared majors, which is the second most popular major for our incoming students. Since about 30% of our undergraduates are the first generation in their family to go to college, we have our first CATs to support them through graduation and beyond. And then the think tank is all of our tutoring and academic support programs under one roof. You can make Tucson your home right on our campus with our 23 dorms that you can choose from. And among those, we have 10 living learning communities. The priority deadline to apply for campus housing is May 1st. And the earlier you apply for campus housing, the more choices you'll have for rooms and potential roommates. So let's switch gears to admissions now. Your self-reported high school transcript is the most important part of your application. We are specifically looking for these 16 core courses, and we will recalculate your GPA using these classes and an unweighted 4.0 scale. And we will use that recalculated GPA for admission and scholarship purposes. Speaking of scholarships, all you need to do is submit a completed application to be officially considered for our largest merit awards. This is the scholarship awarding chart that we are currently using for students that are seniors in high school who are applying to the U of A for fall of 2022. For reference, tuition for non-residents or out-of-state students, it's currently about $37,000. Applying to Arizona means filling out the application online, either on our website or through Common App or the Coalition application. It takes as little as 30 minutes. When you start to fill it out, make sure that you're ready to provide us with your completed and in progress high school classes and grades. The next step is your application processing fee, which is $80, or you can submit your fee waiver right through the application. ACT and SAT scores are optional for admission to all of our programs. And then once you've completed your application, you'll get your decision in about 2 or 3 weeks. We do have an assured admissions policy, so you're guaranteed to be admitted if you apply to the U of A and you rank in the top 25% of your graduating class, or if you've completed those core classes that I mentioned before with at least a 3.0 GPA. If that doesn't apply to you, please know that we do have a comprehensive review process for all of our applicants where we're looking at all of your materials. I hope you'll be able to visit our campus either in person or online. We are currently offering in-person campus tours as well as tours of the different colleges. If you prefer to visit from the comfort of your home, we have a virtual campus tour and online webinars presented by the colleges and campus partners too. You can find all of those options at arizona.edu/visit. Again, my name is Quinn Moore, and I am the point of contact for students and families in the state of Texas. My information is on this slide, or the QR code will take you to our recruiter contact page, and you can find me there. Thanks, and bear down.
Thank you. Next, you'll be hearing from Fort Lewis College.
Hello, everyone. Let me just share my screen to get started. There we go. Great. My name is Alexa. I am a senior admission counselor here at Fort Lewis. I live in Durango, Colorado, but I'm actually a Texas native. I'm from Arlington, Texas, if any of you listening are from Arlington. So let's talk about Fort Lewis a little bit, but first let's talk about where we're located. So we're actually located in Durango, Colorado. So that's the southwest corner of Colorado. A lot of people like to know, well, how close are you to Denver? We're actually not super close to Denver at all. We're actually a 6.5 to 7 hour drive from Denver. We're really close to those 4 corner states. So Arizona, Utah, and New Mexico. For instance, if you've ever heard of Arches National Park, so that huge national park that there is in Utah, Moab, Utah is where that's located. That's only 3 hours away. The Grand Canyon in Arizona is only 5 hours away. So we're really close to those Four Corners area. A little bit about Durango as well. We're a pretty small mountain town. So we're around 18,000 total. So that might be a little bit bigger for some of you. That might be a little bit smaller. So hopefully we're right in the middle. And then also in Durango, we're a fully functioning town. So we have grocery stores, hospitals. We also have an airport as well, which a lot of students don't know about. So you can fly directly into Durango if you would like. A little bit more about Durango in terms of our outdoor amenities. So Durango, we're the quintessential mountain town. So hiking, biking, skiing, kayaking, it's all at your fingertips. We have over 300 miles of hiking and biking trails from campus. Also, all of our first year students get a free lift pass to Purgatory, which is our mountain resort. That's only about 20 minutes away. So if you grew up skiing, then you're welcome to keep that going on. If you're like myself, and again, from Texas and have never skied a day in your life, this is a perfect time to try it, and it's for free. So that's a little bit about where we're located in Durango. Now let's talk about Fort Lewis itself. So this gives you a little bit of a snapshot of Fort Lewis. We're a fairly small school, so around 3,400 students total. Your average class size with us is going to be around 20 students. We're at about 6,800 feet in elevation. So if you do visit from Texas, please drink a lot of water. Don't hike a 14 your first day here. Please, please don't do that. We have about 45 states represented, 57 students of color. And we also have over 185 Native American and Alaska Native villages represented on our campus. So we're a very diverse campus. It's something we're very proud of here at Fort Lewis as well. Now let's talk about what your classroom structure would look like as well. So as I mentioned, we're on the smaller side for colleges, around 3,400 students. So average class size is going to be around 21. Student faculty ratio is around 15:1. And I also like to mention that 100% of our classes are going to be taught by faculty rather than grad level students or teaching assistants. So you'll have a professor with the highest degree in their field teaching you from your freshman year all the way to your senior year. And what I love about these small class sizes is, one, the professor actually knows who you are, and two, you actually get to know the peers. You're not walking into a lecture hall with 100, 200 students your freshman year. You're walking to a classroom with 20 students. So it's really helpful with that transition from high school, from living with, your family for the past 18 years at this point, to now finally flying your wings and going to college and potentially going out of state, because all of these colleges right here are out of state. This is going to give you a little bit of an overview of our areas of study. As you can see, we have a lot to choose from. So everything from the STEM fields, arts and humanities, we have our education field and our business field as well. Now, what's really awesome about all of our different areas of study is what we call experiential learning, so the SLC difference. We believe in hands-on learning. We believe that there's only so much you can learn by sitting in a lecture-based classroom, opening up a book and flipping through a book page by page. And so these are some examples of our experiential learning. I'll give you an example. So this photo is actually some of our engineering students that over spring break, they built solar panels on the Navajo Nation to bring solar energy to the Navajo Nation. And so that's kind of an example of what we mean by we're having what you're learning inside the classroom and implementing it outside of the classroom as well. So those are some of those examples. Now, this also shows some of the ways that you can get involved with Fort Lewis outside of just your classroom setting. So at Fort Lewis, we're firm believers in making that transition from high school to college as smooth as possible. And a great way to do that is by joining different clubs and organizations. So at Fort Lewis, we have over 60 clubs, organizations to choose from. We're also a D2 school, so Division II. We compete in the Rocky Mountain Conference. So if you would like to play an athletic sport, we have a variety to choose from in that retrospect as well. Now let's transition to talking about where you might live as well. So at Fort Lewis, we require all of our students to live on campus their very first year. So this just gives you an outlook of some of the different choices. So we have 7 different residence halls, a few different styles. If you come on a campus tour, you'll get to see a mock room as well. So just let you know that you'll have a variety to choose from if you decide to live on campus all 4 years. Now, this is going to talk a little bit about the admission process. So if you're looking to apply to Fort Lewis, it's pretty simple. We have 2 ways you can access our application. One is through our personal website, or you can go through the common application as well. Now, for admission, we require 1 document, and that's your high school transcript. We look at your cumulative high school GPA, weighted or unweighted, whichever one is higher for you. And we are also test optional, so we don't require the ACT or SAT. If you do have below a 3.0 GPA, we recommend that you supplement your application with, let's say, letters of recommendation, maybe a personal statement as well. And it's also $40 to apply to Fort Lewis. However, for all of our visitors, so all of you listening and watching right now, it's free. So The waiver code is FLC apply. I'll put it in the chat after I'm done presenting as well. Now let's talk about some of those merit-based scholarships, so some ways you can save at Fort Lewis. So for our out-of-state students, it's around $17,000 for out-of-state. And so these are some of the ways to save. So it ranges from a 6,000 all the way to a 10,000 scale. And then last but not least, I would like to mention that there are ways to visit. So this has all the ways to visit. And if you have any questions, I'll put my information in the chat and feel free to chat with me afterwards. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next, you'll be hearing from Colorado Mesa University.
Good evening, everyone. Let me just share my screen real quick. All right. So hello, my name is Priscilla. I'm an admissions counselor with Colorado Mesa University. I'm regionally based in Denver, but I do travel all over Texas in the fall and spring. So Colorado Mesa University, where we're located, we are located in Grand Junction, Colorado, which is about 4 hours west of Denver and 20 minutes from the border of Utah. We are in the deserty part of Colorado. So in the summertime, it's super, super hot, but in the wintertime, it's perfect as we don't experience those harsh winter weathers that the rest of the Front Range gets to experience. We are a mid-sized school serving 11,000 students where we serve 33 countries and 49 states. So that means parents from all over the globe are sending their students to come and study on the western slope of Colorado. We have 118 majors for you guys to choose from, ranging from your certificate all the way to your doctorate levels. So with 118 majors, 76 areas of concentration, and 51 minors, again, there's opportunities for you to double major, major minor, get a professional certificate or an associate's degree. We have our top 6 majors as nursing, business, criminal justice, mechanical engineering, exercise science, and biology. We also have our technical and career side to our university called Western Colorado Community College. So this is for those students who don't really care for that 4-year degree, but want to get that associate's professional certificate and get right into the workforce. They can come to WCCC while still living on our main campus, having access to resources that 4-year students have access to, join clubs and organizations, and even still play a sport. Only difference is you're there for a professional certificate or an associate's. It is a separate campus, and we do have a shuttle that will shuttle students to and from, and it's about a 7-minute drive. All right, so cost of attendance for Texas students, you actually don't pay any out-of-state costs. What you pay is in-state plus 50% because Texas is a participating state of our Mountains and Plains tuition discount program. So what that means, again, instead of you paying this out-of-state rate of 22, you pay about 13,000 a year, and that is based on 30 credit hours a year, assuming you take 15 each semester, which is average to graduate within 4 years. Residence hall and meal plan average, you're looking at about $11,000 a year. And we do require our first and second year students to live on campus. So we do have 13 residence halls for students to choose from, ranging from your traditional style all the way to your apartment style. Our fees will be the same across the board. So total cost of attendance, you're looking at about $26,000 a year, and that is before any type of financial aid. We also don't have a differential tuition program. So what that means is regardless if you're a nursing major or a business major, you will still be paying the same tuition costs. You do not have to apply to our Mountains and Plains tuition discount program separately. You are being considered for upon admission as long as you meet the 2.5 GPA or higher, and it is renewable to you every single year up until you get your bachelor's degree, as long as you maintain that 2.5 GPA or higher. Some ways to offset that cost is we have renewable merit scholarships. So just like the tuition discount program, you do not have to apply to these separately. You are being considered for upon admission as long as you meet any 2 out of the 3 criteria. So what we look at is the SAT and ACT, GPA, and class ranking. We are test optional this year for fall of 2022 and next year for fall of 2023. So if you decide not to take the SAT or ACT, then it'll come down to your GPA and class ranking. Some things to note is we do super score. So regardless of how many times you've taken the SAT or ACT, we would take the highest test subject, highest score out of each test subject and combine it together to give you the highest possible score. GPA and class ranking is off of that weighted 4-point scale. So we take into consideration your AP and IB courses. So for the highest value of out-of-state students, it is our distinguished scholarship of $6,000 a year, which is renewable to you every single year as long as you maintain that GPA requirement. In addition, we have over 200 CMU Foundation scholarships that you can apply to as long as you're admitted. You do have to apply to those separately, and they do have a deadline of December 31st. We also have first generation scholarship of additional $1,000 a year. This you do not have to apply to separately. You are being considered for upon admission as long as you meet that as long as you meet that 3.0 or higher, and you are a first gen student. Again, renewable to you every single year. So our application process is open, and we do have rolling admissions. So what that means is we don't have deadline to our application. So you can apply two ways: directly on our website at coloradomesa.edu/apply, or on the common application. If you do apply directly on our website, you can use promo code #NewMavs, which will waive that application fee. The only document we require with your application is your official high school transcripts that will send directly to us, either from your registrar's office or your counselor. Again, we are optional for SAT or ACT. We don't require letters of recommendation and personal essay. We do admit 82% of our applicants. So again, feel free to reach out if you have any questions. I will drop down my information in the chat feature. Thanks.
Thank you. Lastly, we'll be hearing from Arizona State University.
All right, thanks so much for joining us this evening. My name is Bailey Hayes. I am one of our Texas regional coordinators with Arizona State University. I work with students coming from about half the state of Texas. So for you guys, I may be your point of contact here at ASU. A little bit about ASU. We are a large public research institution in the Phoenix metropolitan area. We have 4 different campus locations in the Phoenix metro, all of which you guys are seeing on your screen right now. A little bit about each of the campuses. We have, first starting with our downtown Phoenix campus, it's going to be home to majors with a public purpose. So the types of majors you'll find down there will be criminal justice, criminology, nursing, journalism. The reason they house those students on the downtown campus is because anything those students will need as far as internships, possible job opportunities post-graduation, they're all going to be within walking distance of that downtown location. Again, medium-sized, about 11,000 students overall. Next, we have the Tempe campus. The Tempe campus, when you think of ASU, is probably the campus you're thinking of. It's going to give you that large kind of hustle and bustle college town feel. There are about 52,000 students on that location, as well as the widest variety of programs that are available there, such as sustainability, the design and arts, engineering, business, education. It's also where our performing arts facilities are, as well as our Sun Devil athletic complexes. Certainly things that students from any majors or any campuses can also participate in. Next, we have the Polytechnic campus, which is about 30 minutes east of the Tempe campus. The Polytechnic campus is going to be a little bit smaller. There's about 6,000 students on that location. It is going to be home to majors that have a hands-on project-based learning component to it. For example, you'll find our mechanical engineering program, our robotics program, as well as anything in aviation, such as our professional flight program, all on the Polytechnic campus. And then finally, we have the West campus, which is located in Glendale, Arizona. The West campus is going to give students kind of like a small liberal arts type of feeling, but with the backing of a major public research institution. So it's kind of like having the best of both worlds. The West campus does have about 5,000 students overall. The types of majors you're going to find out there have an interdisciplinary approach, and a couple of our popular programs out there are going to be forensic science as well as forensic psychology. So across all of our 4 locations, we have about 350 different programs. Much of which campus you're based on is based on the major that you're selecting. If you're selecting a major that's offered on more than one location, you then just have the opportunity to select which college experience you're wanting to have and which campus you'll be based on. But each of our campuses is self-sustained, so you never have to leave your campus if you don't want to. Everything you'll need will be available there. but we do have an intercampus shuttle that connects each of our campus locations. So it makes having a multi-campus experience something that's pretty easy for our students to take advantage of. Once you are a Sun Devil, there are going to be so many different ways you can really customize your experience. We have over 1,100 clubs and organizations, everything from academic-based to social-based. We have Greek life, intramurals, you name it, it's happening at ASU. We have over 14 different residential colleges at the university. We house our students in residential colleges, which essentially means you will live with other students who are in your same academic college. We do expect that first-year students will live on campus for at least their first year. After that, it's totally up to you. And housing is guaranteed for all first-year students as well, so it's not a rush to hurry and select your room. We also have a great way to customize your experience with our Honors College. Barrett was recently named the golden standard of honors colleges by the New York Times. It's a separate application, and it's really going to give students kind of like an Ivy League experience, but within a major public research institution as well. Our application process at ASU, we are on the Common App as well as the Coalition app, and then we have an application on our website. Our admission requirements are very similar to what Quinn was telling you guys that the U of A has. And we have a set of assured admission requirements, which means any student who meets the assured admission requirements will be admitted to the university. We do not accept essays or letters of recommendation. All admissions are based on your academics only. So it'll probably take you about 20 minutes to complete the application. We definitely encourage you to self-report your transcripts. So self-report your classes and your grades over sending a transcript. Unless you are not able to, then you can request a transcript to be sent over to us. The application fee is $70 for out-of-state students. And then after you apply, you'll get an email with more information on how you can log in and check the status of your application. We've always been a test optional school, so you do not have to submit ACT or SAT scores to the university in order to be considered for admission. And you also don't have to submit them in order to be considered for merit-based scholarships. So we are test optional when it comes to merit awards as well. Merit awards at ASU, it's an automatic process. So all first-year students are going to be evaluated for a merit-based scholarship when you submit your application to the university. This year, those scholarships are going to range anywhere from $7,000 a year up to about $15,500 a year. These are 4-year renewable awards. And again, it's an automatic process, so there's no separate application for those. In addition to merit-based scholarships, we have a fantastic scholarship portal that you'll gain access to once you submit your application to ASU. That is where you're going to apply for all the competitive scholarships that ASU has to offer as well, all which will stack on top of your merit-based scholarship. We are back in person for visits to the university, our visits website you guys are seeing on the slide right now. We also have a lot of really great virtual information sessions in case you're not able to get out to campus for an in-person tour. And then finally, this is me. This is my contact information. Feel free to take a screenshot of that. I can also drop it in the chat for you, but feel free to reach out if you ever have any questions about Arizona State.
Thank you. So now I would just like to invite everyone on for a round of Q&A. And I'll just ask you all to share in the same order that you presented in, what advice you would give someone going through the college search process.
Yeah, so my biggest piece of advice for when you're going through the college search process is to go and visit the campuses that you're interested in. This is the best way to see if a school is a good fit for you, as well as a good way to get connected with current students and professors. So visit all of those campuses.
Perfect. And I would say one of the most important things that we love seeing is for students to kind of have that mindset of self-advocacy. Although we know it's important connecting with parents and helping them through the process, we believe students that self-advocate, send emails on your own, take initiative, doing phone calls, establish and build relationships with the counselors. I think that is good, and that will set you up for success and help with that transition once you step foot on a college setting. So I think self-advocacy and kind of starting that mindset is critical as part of the admissions process.
I am picking up what you're putting down, Wahab. I'm gonna take that idea and add to that this is a great time for you to be working on professionalism as a future college student. Us admission folks, we're probably going to be emailing you, we might be texting you, but we are still professionals. You are a young adult, so now is a great time for you to be practicing that professional email, knowing how to self-advocate and ask those questions when you need help. And then of course, we're all happy to help, and then just being gracious when someone has assisted you.
Gosh, I feel like I'm copycatting everyone. I agree with all those folks so far as well. And I would also add that I know y'all are coming from Texas, so if you can't physically visit our campus, as Lindsay said, try looking at our virtual options. Also, a lot of these counselors on here, I'm pretty sure every single one probably has virtual options to meet with us one-on-one via Zoom as well. So look at your admission counselor's information, talk to us. This is our job. We love to do this. There's no silly questions as well. So yes, advocate for yourself. Look at ways that you can connect with us as well. Absolutely.
I will agree with all that's been said. I will like to add that utilize your admissions counselor. If you're not able to tune into those virtual visits or virtual tours, utilize your admissions counselor. That's what our jobs are, is to help you through your next steps, whether that's the application process, next steps after admission, financial aid, or enrollment. So reach out to us. We'd love to help you. That is what we are here for.
So going last when you're giving advice is actually pretty hard. But I agree with everything that everybody has said so far. I'm going to take a different approach to this and speak specifically to students who are considering ASU. Don't stress too much about your major on your application. I know many colleges, you have the ability to change your major at any point. For ASU, there's a lot of flexibility there. And so rather than stressing about what major you're going to select, look for schools that really fit like the academic component, the social component, as well as the financial component, because the average student at ASU is changing their major 3 times anyway. So don't stress too much about that.
Great. And then we have enough time for another question. So I'll just ask you all to share one thing you would want students to remember about your school.
Yeah, one thing I would love students to remember about Western is just the amount of opportunities that you have going to a smaller school. It's like you're a big fish in a small pond. So both in the classroom and out of the classroom, it's super easy to get involved and to try new things on campus. So definitely do that regardless of where you go, whether it's Western or not.
I'm gonna piggyback off Lindsay. So I would say that's definitely important. And I think our mindset is that at the end of the day, you want to be embraced and you want to feel like you're a part of a community. So, so with the University of Denver, we really embrace that. We're a sense of community, and that you know the professors, and the professors know you on a first name basis. So you're really able to establish and build rapport, which is nice because that ends up transitioning and leading to amazing internships, amazing research opportunities, as well as jobs. So just knowing that you can foster and build relationships is a key as far as the University of Denver.
For the University of Arizona, while we are a large university with over 36,000 students, the number of academic programs that we offer really allows us to keep our classes small and manageable, and for you to still know your professors and your peers very well. So with a student to faculty ratio of 15:1, an average class size of 20 to 29 students, we're able to maintain those numbers that are similar to schools that are smaller than us. So we're big when it comes to opportunity, but small when it comes to the classroom.
And what I would love for y'all to remember at Fort Lewis College is our diversity. So although we're a smaller school, we're quite diverse. Again, 57% of our students identify students of color, over 185 Native American, Alaska Native tribes. We have about 52% of our students are in-state, but the other 48 are out of state. So as a student, you're not only going to meet people from all different backgrounds, all different cultures, not only all over the country, but also all over the world. We have 16 countries represented. So although we're small, we have a lot of diversity on our campus as well.
And for Colorado Mesa University, this actually just came out from our president, human scale university. So what that means is relationships, community around what you're interested in. So through small classroom setting, through hands-on learning opportunities, to being taught by professors who hold a PhD in their field, not a research institute at all, to everyone that you get to encounter on campus. What's really neat is all from our president down to our admissions counselors, we're all alumni of CMU. So pretty cool, and Human Scale University.
For ASU, I would say we're really trying to shake up higher ed at ASU. We believe in creating access to higher education, and that's where a lot of our admission standards stem from. The whole idea behind ASU is, if you can be admitted to ASU through those assured admission requirements and it's a good fit, then we want you to come to the university. And I think we're doing a really good job of proving that you can be successful at a large institution and you can have a large acceptance rate and really provide really great opportunities for students. So I would say that's my one thing that I hope students take away from tonight about ASU.
Great. Well, thank you all so much for sharing, and thank you everyone for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey, and we'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. We encourage you to check back to the schedule and sign up for more sessions, and you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other sessions recordings at strivescan.com/Texas. So thanks again, everyone. Have a good rest of your evening. Bye.